and good evening. It's a boy named Sue coming at you live straight from Big Potato. Trying a little something different tonight. A little chill Sunday stream. We're just gonna be trying out this game Disco Elysium. I hear that it's like text-based kind of thing. I know very little about it. I know it's got like a lot of RPG elements to it, and there's dice rolls and shit. But I hear the story is really good. I hear it's something that really sticks with you, and it's very unique. So I figured I'd give it a try, you know? So I'm just gonna jump right into it and see what it's all about. Last night we had a little chill Oregon Trail stream after beating Bale in Elden Ring. Not sure if I'm gonna be doing too much more of the Oregon Trail on stream just because it mutes half of the audio, I guess, because of copyright for some reason. Uh, which it does that for my Fallout streams too, but I don't know. I still want to play Fallout on stream. Alright, well the load times are great. That's probably just the fact that my Xbox is a baked potato. That was fun. Okay, new game. Oh. So we've got the Thinker. Extremely intelligent, very bad with people. Knows interesting facts, comes up with original ideas. Sensitive, very psychological, a magnetic personality but unstable, might begin to lose his mind. Huh. Extremely physical, interacts with the world through his body, gets things done, but dumb as a rock. Okay. Let's create our own. Hmm. Okay, so you really have to make some decisions here. Hmm. What do I want his strongest? I think that we're going off of like something that like be closer to me. I'd be pretty emotional probably. I wouldn't be strong. You shouldn't model this after me. I'd be dumb as a box of rocks for sure. Hmm. Let's try it on this. Make him a little less smart, but, you know, emotionally intelligent. Average on the physical things. Okay, so we only have... Okay. You can only pick one of these, I guess. Oh, wow. crazy. There's so much already with this. Inland Empire is the unfiltered wellspring of imagination, emotion, and foreboding. It enables you to grope your way through invisible dimensions of reality, gaining insight into which sight you can't see. What's really going? What do these enigmatic riddles mean for the world fate? At high levels, Inland Empire animates the inanimate. You'll have conversations with your clothing, conversations that may change the course of the investigation if you're not thrown in the looting bin first. With low Inland Empire, however, you'll be void of imagination and character, and then how will you shape the cosmos? I have no idea, like, what is going on in this game, so, like, I don't really know what to pick. Like, I don't even know, like, anything about the world or anything. Empathy breaks into the souls of others and forces you to feel what's inside and enables you to notice social cues others may miss. Perhaps a hidden sadness you could coax out a little more. A strange joy from someone who should be bereaved, or a hidden resentment that could return to harm you later. High levels empathy really puts you in other people's shoes. You'll cry for their sorrows, punch walls to relieve their angers, and be even more unstable cop. With low empathy, however, you'll be an ungainly beast, unable to talk to anybody without upsetting them. Okay. Excuse me. Volition urges you to be a good guide to others and to yourself. It enables you to resist temptation, be it in a bottle, between a pair of legs, or at the end of an iron barrel, which promises oblivion. Volition gives you the will to finish the investigation, improves your morale, one of the two health pools in the game. High levels Volition makes you hyper sane. If you're about to get funky, it keeps you normal. It's a bit of a party pooper. At low levels, you'll have little morale. Without it, you'll be profoundly unstable cop, falling apart at the seams as you make irreversible mistakes. Let's go with the empathy. Excuse me. Oh. Okay. I'm not sure if I fully understand what I just did, but we'll figure it out as we go along. Maybe this is a game that has a lot of replayability. I don't know. Jerry's are at home in the mirror. Is their address? There's water.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
Never, ever, ever.
Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
What was that about the X
An
something?
awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
No, I wanted to know about the X something.
Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
No, I want to get off now. I like pain and burning light and wanting things from people who don't want to
Do
give them to
you
me.
really?
I do. Let me
You
off.
wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
This is so weird. I'm loving
Fear
this.
and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Huh. I don't care. I'm an idiot. A brave
Somewhere
idiot.
in the sore, bloated man meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
You can take it. You're a champion.
No, I'm not scared. I'm a
The
champion.
stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their
A
own
fiery
mouth?
streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Oh. He don't have no clothes on. Let's get some pants on first, huh? Okay. I'm not used to these kind of games, so this is probably gonna take me a second, sorry. Magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. Disco ass blazer. I like the pattern on the wall. It makes me think of The Shining for some reason.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It
Push 'em out.
says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
I really like the voice acting in this game. This reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. Oh, I
This
think I have a
fan
tie
has
up
2
there, huh?
chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world.
Grab the tie.
You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. Warning, warning, the necktie is no longer contained. What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Okay. What can we do in here? Man, he lives in a shithole. I thought my old apartment was messy. You see bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liquors. Okay, so it highlights things, but you can't interact with everything. Or maybe I'm just tripping there. I just don't know how. What's that on the floor? Did I already interact with that? Looked like someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. Well, I wonder who that was. It was probably, me. Okay. Okay, and as soon as he gets outside in the hall, all of a sudden his hangover is better, and he doesn't need to limp around. That's good. If I'd known that, I would have just walked out there to begin with, so I wasn't stumbling around so slowly. There's something on the table. Oh, I got 40 cents.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
Officer? Am I military personnel?
No.
There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman.
Wait, okay. Then why did you call me an
Because
officer?
you're a police officer, sir.
You're shitting
I'm
me.
not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time. You've
All
been
this
here
time?
for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is
Couldn't
that?
say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Ew. Just immediately trying to get laid? No, not gonna do that. Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law? Why don't I remember being a cop or
Could
anything
it be
else?
because of the drinking?
Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of
Don't
the
be
law?
so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
A glib remark. Don't let it stand. Assert yourself.
Actually, I can see why they would trust me with the law. I have the right
A
character.
fondness for contradictory statements.
Yeah, what you just said. I can't come
I'm
up with
sorry.
anything.
I was being glib. I'm sure you're a great cop.
No, she's not. Reassert yourself by being flirtatious.
Why is it like pushing that? You know what? Fuck it.
Try the expression. Come on, Why are you still doing this?
I'm at death's door, bloated, a goner, and still. Does the longing never
Alcohol
stop?
raises testosterone levels, especially in men. The levels remain elevated after inebriation ends and the pain begins. You seek comfort. It's only natural.
She puts out her cigarette. Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
What if I don't want to
You're
ask
a
questions?
cop, Harry. It is unnatural of you not to want to ask questions. You don't have to. No one is forcing you to be a cop.
Okay. This game's really confusing me. I love like walking into this with no context whatsoever, but man, this is yeah. Okay. I have some questions
Yes?
before you go. What is this place?
You're
Where
in a
am I?
hostel, sir.
No, where are we? Where in the
We are in
world?
Revachol.
Should that mean something
You
to me?
sure look like you're from Revachol. Revachol parties.
Tell me
It's
what year it
51.
is.
The
What
current
century?
century?
And what's that? What
Centuries
number?
don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
How many centuries have there been then?
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
What's so
You're right.
funny?
There is nothing funny about civilization.
Your room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything
That
last
was the
night?
usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Did I have any
I
visitors?
couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here.
Loud disco music.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them. Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard,
guess-
but we go on.
Yeah, we go on all right. Mostly just gets hard,
It would
doesn't it?
appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What
A
happened?
slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
What was I
That
singing?
it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
When you say wounded, do you mean that in like a cool way? Like a wild
Yes.
beast?
It was very cool.
Then
Then
what
you
happened?
started screaming and trashed the place.
That's so me. What did I
A
do?
window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Please tell me there wasn't anything
There was.
else.
I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Okay, you can
Glad
go
to
now.
have been of assistance.
The calendar says it's March and the year is 51. Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray and it's still smoking. I thought he was gonna pick it up and start smoking it or some shit. This is the weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trompe le Monde. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, even though there's a lot of French shit in or French terms in cooking. I don't know how to properly pronounce them. As I've said before on the stream, I'm not actually like a trained chef in my job. That's half of the reason why my username is a-boy-named-Sous, is because got a little bit of imposter syndrome there, I guess. But yeah, point being is that my French pronunciation is not that good. I took 4 years of German way back in the day, and even with German, my pronunciation wasn't great. This is where the lyrics would be. Okay. This little stage, big old karaoke mic, just waiting for someone to sing into it. Can I? Not really sure how to think about it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Alright. Speaker is connected to the radio. Music is seasoned with static.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you.
Something tells me you don't like me.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
You're being sarcastic.
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
I'm guessing I didn't do any of those
You're
things.
right, you didn't, and it's only taken you 3 days not to.
What have I been doing all that time? Have you seen
No,
me
I
around?
haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
He looks down again and keeps plucking at the bird. Look at the stuffed bird.
Competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. Something about it makes you feel bitter.
Can I help you
Look,
with that?
your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his
Why
foot
don't you
on
go
the
and
floor.
talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my
He
buddy?
pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
You look like the bartender.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager.
What's the
I have
difference?
3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Where'd Sylvie
She
go?
just, you know,
There's something there, and it's not good. That's all you know for now.
Okay.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
My soul's
Utterly.
immense.
And it needs to be heard through a PA system by other people.
this goes well with the theory I'm developing. Then I'm down on my Lux
Who
Superstar
is
person.
mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
Alright, what should I sing when
You
it
should
comes
sing
to
the
it?
sad, slow song you were listening to last night. Thought it was obvious.
I was thinking maybe I could sing something happy, like from those ostentatious
No,
orchestrations folks.
don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound. You have to find out how the song goes first, though. Maybe a tape of something appropriate would help.
Okay. Do I need to check upstairs again? Also, if I had like made the character differently, like leveled up less of like the emotional intelligence or whatever and focus more on like strength and other stuff, would my inner dialogue or whatever be like different
You
right
should
now?
pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up,
Oh,
and smoke the living shit out of it.
I'm really glad that I figured out this mechanic there where you like interact with things around you by like you gotta like flick the stick whenever you see the little like colors pop up in the little circle around your character or whatever. I thought that that was just gonna like autopilot them over to like the different items that you could interact with for some reason. I didn't realize it was like unique interactions like this. So I'm glad that I realized that now before we made it too far. Alright. Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
The idea seems to make your neck expand. Suddenly, the garish tie feels very snug.
Or
What?
you could not do that. No one is making you.
I should not
Good.
do that.
They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now. But find cigarettes, smoke them, blam. Instantly a cool renegade man. A mystical red dragon with smoke rising from his nostrils.
I feel personally attacked. You're too old to be
Plus,
cool now.
smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Okay. So just like real life, this game's gonna have me fighting to not smoke. Huh. What's out here? A gust of briny wind washes over you. Oh, I got a shoe. The smell of the sea makes you dizzy. Get on in there. Hmm. Guess I was wrong. Huh. Well, you look at that. We could get the shirt. felt like the little interaction wheel popped up in here at one point, but maybe I missed out on that because I didn't do it back then. The FOMO's real. Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. Summer door closed for the winter. That makes sense, I guess. No, I didn't want to talk to the bartender. It's not a bartender, it's a cafeteria manager. Soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. The menu has been wiped clean, only the word Monday is written on it. It's my favorite. Seems to be lasagna. Can I not interact with that? Okay. Could just... Huh. Okay, there we go. Door is bolted, a sign reads kitchen reserved for personnel until 1 o'clock. 1300, whatever. The sign reads mess hall reserved for union members. Door is open 1600. This royal pinball machine is unplugged.
Hello, sweetie.
This is Lena, the cryptozoologist's wife.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
She nods towards the man in the orange bomber jacket. What do we have here? A bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. Sleeping dock worker. A man is sleeping at the table, wearing mud-caked boots and rolled down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo
On
of
the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've
Goddamn
just
right I
picked
do.
up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
How do I tell if I have morale damage?
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Pretty long, it's drink
Attaboy.
o'clock.
It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself.
Actually, should I be thinking about this? Looks like drinking hasn't turned out too well.
Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
Just
You
a
lick
little.
it, but only a little. Only with the tip of your tongue, because you're a pleasure delayer. After 2 or 3 licks, the crust begins to melt, and a sweetness breaks loose.
Ew.
The sharp, titillating scent of alcohol rises to your nostrils. It's dizzying. A real drink would go well with those cigarettes. That's a great combination.
I didn't get cigarettes. Did I? pills. Magnesium pills. Which, I gotta be honest, guys, like, I take that for my, like, weird, like, fucking leg problem. Like, I think I have, like, RLS or some shit, so I take magnesium supplements to help it. Shit doesn't help my morale. I'm still depressed.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
Shake his hand.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Alright. Let's go ahead and try it, huh?
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
It is not yet time.
Okay then.
He processes the information and
It
disregards
looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
You mean him? Not toward the cafeteria manager? Yeah, I just talked
If
to
you
him.
don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. I'm aware I'm a
Right.
policeman.
And the interviews?
He taps his foot more out of habit than impatience. What interviews?
At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice. Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
I don't like dead bodies.
Sure. But did you take it down from the tree?
Look, man, you know,
Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree? So,
No.
the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
But I can't. Okay. But I can't remember
I
anything.
can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse.
Oh.
If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
What if I told you I'm not really a police
We all
officer?
feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will. But first, we have to take it down.
How can you be so sure I'm from the police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back.
He
I
points to
suppose
your
you could
jacket.
be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General?
Internal Affairs. And I'm not them. I'm from Criminal Investigation.
You said insignia, these white rectangles,
Yes.
you mean? They're just white
They are
rectangles.
not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
But shouldn't I have a badge or
You
something?
mean you don't have a badge?
I have my badge. I'm a policeman and I have my badge.
If you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand.
What are we supposed to
Talk
do
to
again?
the manager. Then we go after you,
Okay.
officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Okay. So we need to get a hold of a sad song on tape. Need to get smokes. Need to get booze. Alright, we'll use his shortwave whenever we go out to the car. Okay, so do those two at the bottom.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run
Lieutenant
this
glances
place.
into his little notebook.
Yes.
He responds
I am
tersely.
Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
He looks to you, realizing he still doesn't know your name. What is gold and orange like a forest fire, but smells like liquor?
Are you kidding me?
No, man, help me out. What is gold and orange and smells like liquor?
It's you. It's obviously you. You smell like liquor. And you're orange.
See? Everyone agrees it's your color scheme. We're on the right track with this name thing.
Is this what you get when you call the police now? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
He takes a step
For
back.
a moment, the cafeteria manager fidgets under the lieutenant's gaze. Then he gives in.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind the pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to
You
the
said you
lieutenant.
just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective,
Who, me?
I have everything. You?
Oh, you mean do I have questions?
Yes. He means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would?
Where exactly is the body?
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy.
How do we
See
get
that
there?
door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice.
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Did you
What
kill
are
him?
you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Why did Sylvie
She
go
went
away?
away because none of your business.
This is the second time you've
Oh my
avoided the
god,
subject.
what is your obsession with this Sylvie person? Get over it.
Maybe it's he who's obsessed with this Sylvie person. Certainly sounds like it.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one. It must be merely imagination. But
Let's bail! Time to push the eject button! Sounds like a responsibility! You don't like those!
Slip away unnoticed.
as you blow this joint, behind you a whiny voice shouts,
Real mature, man. Real mature.
Can we talk to her?
Hello, sweetie.
wait, who's Sweetie?
Who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
I'm no Sweetie. Look
You're a
at me.
handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
Dimple or not, I am a bitter man. The years have taken their
Take
toll.
heart, officer. You're still a man in your prime. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the
I'm
forehead.
Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
You seem to be in a
Yes,
chair.
dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
Thanks for clearing that up for me. Let's
No
move
problem.
on. She nods, smiling up at you.
There is no bitterness in her voice.
Yes.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no...
No, dear. I'm not quite that old. Although I was injured in the line of duty.
Were you a mountaineer?
Nothing so glamorous, dear. Though when I was young, I dreamt of planting the Revacholian flag on some figurative peak.
What did you
I
do
was a
then?
training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail-order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and, well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays.
She runs her hands over the chrome wheels
That's
of her
quite all
chair.
right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
There is no bitterness in her voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition inspires a long time ago.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Your eyes follow your movements with some concern. I drank so hard I forgot literally
Oh
everything.
my. You know where
Takes a
we
moment to
are,
process.
right?
We're in
That's
Revachol.
right. In a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, to be precise.
Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place
How
is
would I
this?
even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I.
Sorry, hold on a second. Respond to a message. Sorry about
I
that.
haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite
Speaking
lost.
of history, you know what year it is, yes?
It's the spring of 51. Or no, it's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am.
There. The year is 51, and spring has only just started. I'm sure there are better days ahead.
The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
I have no idea out of all of these. Some kind of democracy,
Nope.
maybe?
Sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven.
There's no government. How come there are cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
So, how did I
You
do?
didn't do too well, dear. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
She means this sincerely. Worrying won't do you any good.
What is the revolution you mentioned?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
What does that have to do with there not being any cops?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
I'm just a poor woman, she thinks. What do I know of these things? And how can I help you?
You could tell me more.
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
She turns to the lieutenant.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
How'd you like to roll with
Whatever
me?
do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchaired partner fighting crime. Raiding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers, and forays into the
I can
paranatural.
assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
Why? 3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time.
I gotta
Of course,
go.
dear. Good luck with your case.
I was really hoping that we were gonna get a 3-person party going on. Alright, can't go out the summer door. A heap of snow melts in the wheelbarrow.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
You sound
We don't
surprised.
see a lot of police around here, that's all.
I have questions
course.
for you.
What can I help you with? Me?
Who are you?
I am just a gardener.
Good to meet you, Jessica Gardner.
I
Another
am pleased to
question
meet
then.
you too. Of course. Where to?
I'm looking for a dead
Oh,
body.
That's right there, in the yard.
She's relieved someone has come for it. Finally.
Where
What
am
do
I?
you mean?
I'm a bit disoriented. This is
Yes,
Revachol, right?
sir. District of Martinez. This intersection is called Roundabout North.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Uh-huh. What's up in the
There's
north?
the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. The harbor
East.
gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too.
Like French
Some
fries?
shops and a
South.
bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident,
It's on
probably.
the other side of the canal.
Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago. It's
West?
just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Alright, thanks. That's
No
all for
problem. Of
now.
course.
Gotta run.
I won't hold you back.
She wipes her brow with her canary yellow
Her
gloves.
gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
One more thing. Can I borrow your gloves?
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
She hands you with the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. coordinates. Thank you. Pigs go home. Street name is illegible. Wow. I was trying to say illegible. It's like I forget how to speak English whenever I'm like reading things out loud on stream. Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes. Gross. Kid's ladder is rickety but still climbable. Ladders for kids, it wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man. No shit. Someone is trying to grow herbs in the greenhouse.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
God, what is that? Why is it so bad?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno!
Alright, gotta let go. We're not gonna pass this check.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Just let it out.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
Thanks.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
You think ammonia
If
would
you
help?
can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor.
But not
I
you.
can't handle the headache.
It's more likely he can handle the smell, unlike you.
Okay, where do we get ammonia
There
from?
is Frit nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't...
Points to the greenhouse.
There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Okay. What do we have here? Winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, eternite. It's
What is
nothing.
this?
Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack.
Why am I looking at this pile of roofing material?
Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of eternite. That's why they're too orderly.
Pull the panels aside.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
gold. Pig head. Cured pig's head. It looks mummified. Poster says get out of the way or get fucked up. Silver plate with traces of bone yellow
Be
powder.
still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
I've heard amphetamines make you a really good detective. Are you a really good
No.
detective?
I'm just a regular detective, thank you very much.
I wasn't thinking about taking it, I swear. I was thinking about
Of
justice.
course, detective. Swift justice. Don't worry, we don't have to investigate every trace of narcotics.
Lieutenant points to the ladder in the
Yeah,
corner.
swift, lightning justice. Faster, harder, justicer.
See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Get some more money. Tube of magnesium magnesium supplement. Okay, well. This is the whole thing, huh? Barrels are half full of rainwater.
Yes?
Come on, there we go. Doorway is going to collapse soon. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together.
Yes?
You seem to be following
Excuse me?
Nothing, just an
You have
observation.
a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean,
I hope you
distinct?
don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically. They
How's
say
that?
it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
That's racist. I don't prioritize containers.
I'm sure you don't. It's just a stupid interdepartmental thing. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
I want to talk about
Me?
you.
I
Yeah,
don't see
you.
how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have more rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Tell me a secret about
No.
yourself.
Your brain
Oh.
sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you.
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall.
So what can I do about it?
Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it.
Silently scream for help.
If the lieutenant were an evil man, who knows what sort of havoc he'd wreak. Fortunately, he is a committed officer of the RCM. He'll only use his powers for the good of the investigation. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
You don't look like the other people around
That's
here.
because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What is
It's a
Seoul?
part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know. Excuse me. I still want to know more about
You're
Seoul.
barking up the wrong tree.
Seoul.
I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Rebachelier.
He's glad to have shut down your question.
You're wearing
That's
glasses.
correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
No, I don't. Glasses are
Are
cool, I
they?
guess.
They're mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
Do you ever talk with
What do you
yourself?
mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have like conversations with like your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you're saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Good. Let's change the subject.
I think you should know that I can't remember
No
anything.
response. He just arches his brow.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
What's wrong with personal
Not a
affairs?
It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this.
So what should I concentrate on?
Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization that we're in. Can you
Fine.
help me?
We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
I'm afraid this is a medical situation.
Really? You look fine to me.
I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage
This
here.
psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
It's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented
Then
scale.
you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Tell me about the
What do you want
case.
to know?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a
I know literally nothing about it. Only what you told
bit. Do
me.
you want me to brief you?
Brief, yes, that
3
sounds
days
good.
ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling and Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Why didn't we know anything about the
They
caller?
didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Let me just make this perfectly clear. Our job here is to find the killer. Would you say that this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why
The
not?
deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy?
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was
Are you sure that there's not some sex angle we should be
Good
considering?
point. Martinez is famed for its occult sex murder rites. We'll get on it immediately.
The weary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
It doesn't have to be murder, it can just
Actually,
be
it
sex.
does have to be murder. This is a murder investigation. If you digress.
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit, then hit him with it.
What the fuck? This fucking game, man. If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
You
What do you
don't
mean?
know? I assumed you were in on it.
I don't remember being in on anything.
That's good.
Tell me
It's
about
just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
it. You should tell me now, it seems relevant.
Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
That's all I
Good.
need for now. Let's deal with the bucket. Let me look at the bucket. What do we got? Postcard depicts an ill-advised residential area overlooking the Jamrock Corner. 13-story buildings line the hillside like sarcophagi, ominous fog already rising from behind. These are the last boom years. In 39, the project fails catastrophically, leaving behind an opiate hepatitis B infested slum. Can't actually get up there?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
Look, Lieutenant. Someone left his cloak
Yes,
behind.
it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Go for it, man.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here.
Right, I can't do it right now. I'll make the jump
Sure.
next time.
Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there.
I hurt myself trying to jump for my coat. So we can't make it down there. Trying to like get it to look at that green dot over there. Whatever. Just go through the trapdoor. Hello, Ivysauri G. Yeah, sure. I'll take advice on how to jump. You have to zoom out and then click your jacket from. So I did try to jump. I didn't pass the check. I was trying to like look at the item over there on the left. Oh, it's okay.
Kuno's got this.
Boys throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older than 12.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno.
A moment of your time,
Talk,
please.
pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Juicy what
I mean
now?
drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Yeah, Kuno, ride the lightning, Kuno.
Kuno's riding it, see?
He wipes sweat from his brow and sends another rock
The rake,
flying.
Kuno. You should throw the rake at him, Kuno.
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Kids, you want to hang out? I'm not a narc.
Fuck no. Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
Are you kids'
The
siblings?
fuck are you talking about?
He throws another
Calling
rock.
us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Okay.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
What do you know about the body?
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
Kim, help me out here. What do we want to know?
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
Do you know who he was?
Kuno's fuck gimp. Kuno uses the fuck gimp for target practice.
Okay. Do you know how it got up
Probably
there?
climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
So you didn't see
You
it.
heard Kuno? Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Is that a cyberpunk reference? Where is Night City?
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
You seen anyone suspicious?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Dirt.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Something tells me that's a slur. Okay, more on this later. Right now, let's talk about
You're
something else.
testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost.
About the crime scene, you kids often
Right,
play in
pig.
this yard?
This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
The ladder, ever climb it?
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed.
So you would say that the ladder is unclimbable?
Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
Is he just writing in his notebook? Alright, Kuno, not a fucking acrobat.
It's a trap, Kuno. Don't climb it, Kuno.
What's in the greenhouse over
Dunno.
there?
Kiptas gardener used to work there.
The gardener used to work
Yeah,
there?
that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno.
What did you mean by kept?
Look it up in the library. Kuno's not a fucking dictionary. Fucking small brain. Kuno means the gardener, alright?
You mean the young woman by the whirling rags?
Look,
That gardener?
Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
He looks at you in the eye and nods as if agreeing with himself.
Yeah, her.
Might have questions later. For now,
Yeah,
let's
whatever.
talk about something
Kuno
else.
doesn't give a shit.
Alright, I gotta ask, who's Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, pig?
So you refer to yourself in the third
The
person?
fuck are you calling a third person? Kuno's the fucking first person?
He looks slightly confused, but proud he came up with that retort. But right as he's getting distracted, you hear a malevolent hiss from behind the fence.
Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna put his hands on you.
The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm.
Pig's got Kuno. Help! Rape!
The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the windows overlooking the
Help!
yard.
He's got the Kuno, help!
Just answer the
Help! He's
questions.
sticking his dick out!
Oh my god, this is escalating so quickly.
Escalate, Kuno. His dick is out. You're afraid.
Pigs in air, Kuno! Somebody, please!
Oh, man. Are you high right now?
Help! Misters, help!
He prances around, eyes bulging out of their sockets, rolling hard, yelling.
He's having the time of his life. Total ecstasy. Fuck the pig.
He's flashing Kuno! He's showing his genitals! If you don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late!
Who put you up to
No
this?
one. Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig.
This is where Kuno establishes dominance over you.
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
Alright, well, I don't care if it's a bad idea or not. We're gonna try to fucking lay him out.
You didn't shut him down.
Oh
Your
god,
fat
that was
fist
fucking
didn't meet its
hilarious.
target. Instead, it pulled you down. with
Oh. Ah, my arm and my fucking knee.
Kuno can't believe this shit. Can no one stop the Kuno?
I guess not.
Pig, Kuno thought you had this. What happened? Kuno can't do anything now.
He's writhing with joy like the power you gave him is just too much to take.
It's safe to say he has established dominance over you.
Fucked your shoulder, fucked your knee, fucked your fat body up!
The one behind the fence hisses like a lit fuse ready to go off from delight. Kim, help me up. Yeah, I deserve this.
Yeah, you deserve this. Trying to show your dick to Kuno. Kuno was scared.
Okay. Do you have any idea of the shit you just got yourself into, kid? I may have deserved it, but it's still gonna come for you
Kuno's just gonna
eventually.
beat the shit out of you again.
He is clearly still in awe of himself.
I told you not to tempt such forces.
The annoyance in his voice is directed at you, not the
Now, how
criminals.
about we go and do something worth the public's time?
I think that if I had actually punched the kid, that would have definitely been worth the public's time. That's my hot take for the day. What do we have here? Alright, so we had to go get ammonia so that we can actually inspect the corpse.
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago.
My partner told me you may have some ammonia. Can I have
Sure.
some?
I'm done with it.
She takes a small capsule out of her breast pocket and
Go
hands it.
easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Gotta go. Okay, so what can I do about my health? Do anything about? I know I can do something about my, no, I guess we can't heal because there's a little zero next to the icon there. I know we can, like, heal our morale using the magnesium, but I'm not exactly sure how.
Welcome to Rivachol.
No, it's just the rotund man. The remark isn't addressed to you, it's addressed to the lieutenant. Hey, I know Revachol, that's where
Don't
we are.
you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
What's happening? You sound angry,
It's men
Kim.
like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What's going on? Limbo? What's going on here?
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here? That I should watch myself and behave? But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Fucking A, Kim, I've got your back.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Now that that's settled, we have a couple of
Whatever
questions.
you say, officers.
Got a smoke?
He's got a smoke right there, in his fucking hand. Snatch that shit out of his fat fingers. You need it after listening to his garbage.
And I'm gonna need the one you're
Can't have
smoking.
it.
Hand it over. I'm confiscating it as evidence.
Evidence of what? I haven't done anything.
Fuck, I
But,
oughta.
what, officer? Sorry, I couldn't be of any help.
Where do you haul it?
Not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
How long has this been going on then?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Yeah?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Oh, so you're just a racist. That
I'm
makes
not
sense.
just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. People who've studied
This
these
guy's
things
gross.
say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Yes, I can really tell you're a prime example of superior design.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources.
Okay,
This
and?
concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
Yeah, I'm not down with this. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Don't push your luck, runt.
Man gives you a disgusted look, then turns his attention elsewhere, ignoring your presence. Glossy magazine, most able-bodied men. Issue hosts top 10 list. Jump jams. Weird cities must be. It's dog runners.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
waddles towards the harbor gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot and oddly screechy for a man of his size. What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Good.
No.
We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the...
Right to work! Right to work!
Okay, we'll question him later. I'm getting sidetracked. Let's just go back and deal with the body now that we have the ammonia. I'm wandering around too much. Is this his car? Oh no, foreign car kept in good condition. This isn't even the way we came from, is it?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
So maybe it would be better if we like went and healed beforehand, I guess. Because I feel like that's a lower percentage chance than last time. I guess we'll have to figure out maybe this fruit store that they were talking about. Get something? I don't know. Book about the future. Government reads your mind using radio technology. Book about boyadero culture? I don't know. Promotes freedom and something else. Couldn't see. I was too busy trying to pronounce a word that I couldn't pronounce. Book, you don't really seem to understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. Select the last one. Book about pate. Percy, you'd loved that book. Talk to my little kitty cat. It's the only food that he will eat. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. Damn it. Okay. This book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. Operated viewer has been banged up and inoperable. What do we have here?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Alright, I got this. Ball
That's
time.
the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
Alright, grab the ball and show them how it's done. Fuck yeah.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen.
Feel
the cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
Taking the surroundings.
A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
There's time for one last glance inward. Who am I?
An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency.
Goddamn
Some
right.
would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go. Be the bullet.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
I don't speak
What
French.
the hell is your problem?
Not a weak triceps, that's for sure.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
I'm sensing anger and I don't understand why.
Vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
I thought it was shot put.
Well, it damn well isn't. It's pétanque. You ruined a pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
Alright, I'll try to fix it.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven, but men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now why did you approach us?
Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of the Whirling Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement, but this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the
In
locals?
Martinez, the union is the law, so can you really blame them?
You don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
So again, you don't know
If
anything.
I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Well, that's uplifting. You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what created
I
it?
do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Okay, it's the crater left by artillery fire. But
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't so, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
They should have chosen a place away from people and buildings.
This place is the damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first.
The beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in '08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Deathblow. Sounds grim.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Hold on. The coalition?
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
Is that why everything is so bombed
Damn
out?
right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
There's a strange gleam in
The
his
rest of the
eyes.
city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
Sorry, I was responding to a message really
You
quick.
don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Huh. Nothing, I don't think. I just do.
I'm just so damn sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
It was
Damn Frisel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
You mentioned, what is that? Guillaume?
A true king in both blood and mind, led Revachol before Frisel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
I don't know. I'm really bad at pronunciation. What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already.
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too. Then he chooses anger over melancholy.
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Okay, Boomer. Let's keep wandering around, I guess. See if we can't figure out a way to get some health. Probably got another good 30 minutes left before I need to call it for the night. Add reeds per window, tip size windows. Takes us to the pier. But yeah, I'm probably gonna hop on tomorrow, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna hop on with more of this, or if I'm gonna go back into Shadow of the Air Tree tomorrow and try to get some, we could either like fight Rolana, or we could go down the Stone Coffin Fisher tomorrow. Either one of those options sound fun. But honestly, I'm having a really good time with this tonight, so I guess it depends upon whether or not I feel like being more chill, or actually having a little bit of a challenge. Honestly, this game is going to be a challenge in and of itself, because I'm just not used to this kind of game. Splatter of bullet holes line the wall. Let's see if we can find a stupid ball down here. Must have really thrown it pretty far, huh? If only it wasn't so strong. Just kidding. Surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Inside the frame of a motorcycle and repairing the tools used to disassemble. No, I don't want to talk to the camera. Looks like there was more construction here once decades ago. Docking reserved for residents of 33A.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Joyce L? What does the L stand for?
Peyton, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat. What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk?
I'm not a drunk, I'm a police officer.
Of course you're not. It was only a joke.
Shake her
I'm glad
hand.
to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. She seems relieved.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
I mean, saying that he's assuring her of my ultimate competency after he watched me fail to punch the kid in the
How
face.
interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
What do you mean, archipelago?
I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not?
Caillou? I thought we were in Arthur. No, I'm sorry. I thought we were in Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Oh.
The word, it, feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why?
She taps on the side of the boat. It makes a hollow
Because
sound.
it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I don't know. Feels pretty.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with a factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
Okay, but what kind of boat
It's
is
a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Kim, we haven't even, barely done anything involving the murder, and we've been playing the game for 2 hours, so you just need to chill the fuck out, buddy.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Do you have a license for this boat? That is a weird way that they spelled license there, right? That's not how you spell license, is it? License. What is English?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
Can I see your license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but 2 insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
What happened the other time?
The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Still need to see a license, man.
Actually, you don't.
Pretty sure I do. I police.
It is a little known fact among those who police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license.
So we can't pull over random civilians and demand their papers? That's...
Unless it's their passport. No. Do you want to ask for the lady's passport?
You need to save face if you want her respect. Demand that passport.
Yes, I'm gonna need to see your passport.
Of course.
She searches the pockets of her raincoat, producing a bundle of documents in a sealed plastic bag.
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seigent. The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you. Face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
Your name is Rejoice?
Yes. But please don't call me that.
Why?
Joyce is much more efficient.
She doesn't like it. Probably a bad memory. Mean girls at school or some ancient lover.
You're from Vesper?
My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when traveling.
Alright, everything appears to be in order.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
She takes a sip of her thermal cup. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
8 billion?
What exactly is a billion?
It's a number, officer. A big one.
What is it made of?
It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands.
The money I owe is so much less than that.
Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pines get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormentanga on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
You don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company is nothing without them.
We built this district. All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
She points behind you where the seawall rests.
Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A a company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
And what if I wanted to hear about the trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? How do I repeal it?
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
I think I know who you're talking about, huh? Tell me more about this behemoth.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Yeah, how unreasonable. Overtime and fucking healthcare. Wow. You know what? I don't get either of those things, actually. I'm salaried and I don't have insurance where I work. So, yeah. What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
What are their
There
demands?
are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
I don't know what to think about that.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
It's pretty funny, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, People are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
Scabs at the gate. Did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Tell me about the Union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the Union itself outside the Brothers
The
Clare?
Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right
A
expression.
mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I don't know enough for not to have an opinion.
Of course, officer.
One more thing, you said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need.
Of course. How else can I help?
What can you tell me about the lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating
The
something.
information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41.
My badge, yes, of course. My badge that I have on me.
He looks at you expectantly. Then it dawns on him.
I don't seem to have my badge, actually.
How curious. Why is that, detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Whatever, just brutally honest. It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Seriously?
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
How do I negotiate my way out of this?
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, ma'am. Kim. My boy, my man. Oh, we actually have to, like, walk away from her?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
Lieutenant's voice is hushed. How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
Really? I thought it was going so well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
What do you propose, that we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
We could just, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could
That's
request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months.
I'm sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle it.
It would not hurt if you tried more in the future, yes.
Let's get back to her then. I feel bad for letting Kim down.
You're back.
I've
Good.
been goofy for
What
the
can I
sake
help
of
you
being
with?
funny, but I feel bad for letting my boy down. He seems smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality.
It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes, the episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy now that I think of it.
She puts down her thermal cup and
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
Mm-hmm. And what is Martinez? Sounds like it goes good on a BLT.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
You mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Vast, lukewarm, and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
What's the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
Okay, what's Martinez? Or that's Martinez. What's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
What kind of city is Revachol?
Great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
What makes Revachol great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay, who built the city?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Semenine and Ile-Marat, depending on your creed.
When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're pretty much at the center of the world?
We're quite a way off. About
She points across the water where the skyscrapers
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Look to the sea.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
She watches you closely as you scan
This
the
is one
horizon.
thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a
I don't
lowdown.
understand what just happened.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
But won't I be lazy if I don't do it
Of
all right
course
now?
not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Alright, that's all for now.
Glad to have
Either
been
way,
of
I need to
assistance.
be calling it
The
here.
little that I know. Anything else?
Okay, tell me about the alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isla into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Let me get this straight. The materials from Samara to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
Am I gonna need bolt cutters for
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
She gives you a knowing look.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Why didn't you come to the RCM
We
earlier?
did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However,
She pauses, looking at the sea.
this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
She looks north.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have the Union is
How
involved?
do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
Okay, let's discuss
She
something
simply
else.
nods.
Alright,
Of
that's all
course,
for now.
Detective. Take care.
Alrighty. I need to be calling it. But as I said, I will probably be hopping on tomorrow. It would probably be like a morning or early afternoon kind of stream. And it would probably be for like 3, maybe 4 hours at the most. I might hop back in on this, because I am having a good time with it, and I feel like even though I was playing it for almost 3 hours, that didn't really make it that far. I definitely need to work on focusing so that like I can get things moving, I guess. But that's just a personal flaw of mine, is not being able to focus on one thing when I'm playing any game. And in that same thought, you know, if we end up playing Elden Ring tomorrow instead of this, there's so many different things we could do. We could fight Rolana, we could go down to the Stone Coffin Fisher, we could explore more of the Skidoo Altus. It's just, yeah, so many possibilities. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'll have time to hop on tomorrow. If not, then I will be hopping on Wednesday or Thursday night at the latest. Thank you for lurking if you're still here. Really cool having anybody hang out, always. I hope that it was entertaining. Yeah. Means a lot. But yeah, hope you have a good night if you're still lurking. It's been fun. I'm definitely having a good time with this game, and I'm definitely going to be picking it up again. If not tomorrow, then later on this same week, so that I don't like forget anything about it, keep it fresh. But okay, it's been a boy named Sue coming at you live straight from Baked Potato. We'll see you next time.